Hello, and welcome to episode 50. 50 of Prog Review. I know I didn't believe that I'd make it to number 50. Didn't think I'd make it to number 10, but hey, 50. Whoa. And because it's 50, I thought I'd do an album that I really enjoy. A lot of you, if you've read the description, are probably going, what? But bear with me. If you haven't checked this album out, I think you're going to enjoy it. Of course, he says reaching for his copy. I am talking about Sally Oldfield's Waterbearer album. Again, it's one of these records that's special to me. I've got a few records in my collection that if I'm ever feeling down or I need a bit of a creative oomph, I reach for, and this one, Waterbearer, is one of them. In fact, I'll just get the rating out of the way now, shall I? I'm going to give this album a rating of 5 Quendies out of 5. That's 5 Quendies out of 5. Yeah. So, what's so special about it? Well, firstly, it features the amazing voice of Sally Oldfield. Now, those of you who are familiar with a certain Mr. Steve Hackett, who may have heard his first album, Voyage of the Acolyte, would have already come across her amazing vocals, because she sang like the lead libretto on Shadow of the Hierophant. Nearly had a brain fart there. She also, of course, did extensive backing vocal work for her brother, some bloke called Michael. You might have heard of him. He had some album out called Tubular Socks. This may or may not contain vodka. Daddy's special brain medicine. Helps me think. Anyway, Waterbearer. You're probably not thinking, this isn't prog. It is. Bear with me. The first side of it, it's actually comprised of 2 songs. The first song is, of course, the title track, Waterbearer, which is, again, the whole style and tone of the album is very particular folky kind of rock, which actually it's more folk than rock. But it's not that kind of twee folk that you won't like. There are prog elements in it because there's a lot of reliance on ethnic beats and patterns and drums, African drums, that kind of thing in it. Lots of use of glockenspiel too. But anyway, it opens up with the song Waterbearer, which I just think is a wonderful, sunny, uplifting song. But the real prog comes with Songs of the Quendi. Yeah. It lasts about 15 minutes. It's a little song suite, and it's Sally Oldfield doing a kind of Lord of the Rings, rip-off. But we'll let her have that. Again, it's a musical journey. It takes you on a little Hobbit-like journey musically, and it encompasses all the mythology and language of Mr. Tolkien. And again, it's I don't know, but probably a lot of you think this is a load of trite bollocks, but I really like it. And I don't know. Again, probably the albums I like is I have a real difficulty expressing the reasons why. It's easier to say why you don't like something, but when you really enjoy something, it's really hard because it's part of your core of your being. And again, this is one of those records I never thought I'd like. I picked it up, probably for about 99p. I'm wandering off track here, but bear with me. I picked it up really cheap in a second-hand record shop. I only bought it because of the Oldfield name. It was in the days where, I'll give that a try, and I just fell in love with it. It's one of those records. Well, I did fall in love with it straight away. And I put it back in my record collection and forgot about it for about 10 years. And then one day I thought, I'll put it on again, and it just, it's funny when you have records like that, where you put them away and forget about them, and you go back to them and you go, why am I not playing this more often? So that's what I did. But yeah, so you've got this song suite on the B-side, and part of it there's a reference to the hit song Mirrors. Now on the LP version you don't get Mirrors because it wasn't released till the year afterwards. But if you buy the CD or the download version that's readily available now, you get the hit single thrown in as well. But yeah, so it also references that. Again, if it's an album, you turn it over, and on the other side there are 6 more songs. Again, they're all very much of the same style, and I could listen to her voice for hours. It's just a very magical album. Again, she's credited with playing most of the instrumentation on this. Let me just see if I can pull the credit sheet out. Yeah, I mean, she just plays absolutely everything. But the big thing, the big question mark, is whether or not her brother Mike plays on it. And if you listen to this record, you'll hear in some of the acoustic playing, and some of the acoustic guitar playing, more importantly the bass playing, you can hear echoes of Mr. Oldfield. So I'm likely to say that Oldfield does actually appear on this record. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's all very magical. It's very magical and mystical. She outpixes John Anderson. She knocks John Anderson into a cocked hat with his, obsession with all things goblin-like. She beats him down. And but yeah, if you're in the mood for something that's not your average prog, if you want something that's going to chill you out and it's got a really strong female voice on it, and again, it's female music. You don't get that much in rock or prog for that matter. You're not going to be scared by it. There's nothing to be scared of. It's a unique and very interesting record. And if you like Mike Oldfield, and if you like what you've heard with her voice on her backing vocals for Mike Oldfield and Steve Hackett, you are going to love this record. I think you can pick it up on iTunes for silly money these days, or even on the Amazon MP3 too. If you can buy, there's a really good compilation out. I think it's called Mirrors as well, which summarises her career. It gets a bit naff. First 2 albums are worth checking out, but after that it goes a bit and but yeah. So there you go. You've already heard my rating, so I've kind of shot the bolt, as it were. I don't normally have performance problems. Don't normally, Yes, more brain medicine, sir. But anyway, check it out. You're probably all going to hate it, actually. But maybe I shouldn't have done it. Now I'm regretting it, man. I've got plenty of time on my memory card, so I can just whitter on aimlessly about records. But yeah, it was recorded in 1978. The thing about it is, if you can imagine what it's like in 1978 culturally, this album just came out at completely the wrong time. The punk had kind of almost died and finished, and you're heading towards the post-punk new romantic era, and this strange little record comes out. And if it had been out in 1971 or 1972, she would have had a really big hit on her hands, and it's a great shame. But I think recently there was a reissue of Sally Angie, Children of the Sun, which again Oldfield the 2 Oldfields, Mike and Sally, played on. It was their first band when they were kids. Some of the bonus tracks on that are actually early versions of the songs that appear on this record. So again, the material had been kicking around, and it's a real shame that it never came out sooner. So there you go. Anyway, I give it 5 Quendies out of 5. Okay, my name's been Darren Ock. I've been extolling the virtues and generally gushing over Sally Oldfield's Waterbearer album. I think you'll like it. Give it a try. And hey, we'll have to do this again. What do you reckon? Remember, I'm doing competitions and stuff, so check all the links. Check out my channel page. I don't want any of you complaining that you didn't know. Subscribe, of course. Subscribe to the channel. Then you'll know what's going on. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Tell your granny. Make the dog watch it. Again, if you really want to know what's going on, Twitter feed, because sometimes I say I'm listening to such and such, you get an idea of what's going on. Facebook page, there's even a Google Plus, whatever that is. I don't know. And that's it, really. Only one more thing to say. Prog on. How long do I have to hold this for?